Hey guys, first regardsman here, and I'll be talking about a fencing power sword build for the Bulwark class in patch 9.0 Space Marine 2. Now the fencing power sword has always been one of the best feeling weapons in the entire game. A 9+ speed is simply absurd in patch 9.0, and its strength got buffed as well. So honestly, this thing is better than ever, and I want to make a build around it today. So for the perk tree selection, you actually have a couple options to start out with. First off, I take Perpetual Strength personally for a melee damage increase of 5%, and then I move over into the perk here, Master of Defense. After switching sword combat style, you take 20% less range damage for 5 seconds. Cooldown is 10 seconds. Now, flat range damage reduction in this game is quite good because it also affects armor, and I will also be taking perks like Armor Reinforcement later to give us armor, so having more damage reduction across the board for that is quite powerful. Now, alternatively, you could pick up the perk up here instead, Master of Offense. After switching sword combat style, you deal 20% more melee damage for 5 seconds. Cooldown is 10 seconds. Both of these are very good because honestly, having any buff out of a sword combat style switch is just a free buff on the sword because you're switching your sword combat styles all the time, especially since you can lunge directly out of them with like a dodge switch. So very, very powerful for that. Next perk I take is Perpetual Strength, moving up here into Perpetual Strength once again for a 10% melee damage increase in total. Then I grab the perk here, Tranquility. While in Power Roll stance, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. This perk is not very good because you have so much no knockback on this class already that pretty much this never procs, but we have to pick it up to move over here into the perk Melee Onslaught for a flat 10% damage buff. Then we take the perk Hard Target. While performing a light combo, you take 15% less range damage. This perk is really, really good because a 15% flat range damage reduction for a light combo on a weapon with a 9+ speed, you're going to be proccing this all the time. Very, very easy, just like slam into a guy with light combos, get this 20% range damage reduction for a full 35% while they're both active. Very powerful option for sure, and honestly, range attacks are some of the most damaging in the entire game, so having reduction on that is quite good. Now the next perk I take is Cutting Edge. Power Rake deals 50% more melee damage. This is like the only real viable option here in my opinion, or at least like the only meta option, because Cutting Edge is just too damn good. Power Rake is by far the most damaging attack on the Power Sword currently alongside Power Whirl, and the perk up here is just like a 40% less damage dealt for 8 seconds with a cooldown, and this one just gives you a flat damage buff to your Power Rake, which is what you actually want, so pretty much always grab this. Then the final perks I take are the perks Extremis Slayer, Majora's Slayer, and Terminus Slayer. Then I pick up the perk here for Speed Restoration, which gives my speed style attacks 100% more contested health regen. Now alternatively, you could pick up Power Restoration. Both of these are pretty good, it's really up to you. And I do skip over my Norris Slayer here because my Norris enemies get positively mopped by the fencing sword anyways, so you really don't need like the extra damage whatsoever. That's pretty much the only reason I skip this. Now the secondary weapon I'll be using this time is a heavy bolt pistol because it does have the highest gun strike damage in the game, and we'll be using things for gun strikes like armor reinforcement and a fencing weapon, and also our CHP fade will be delayed with stuff like advanced conditioning to make this thing even easier to get our CHP back with. And usually that's one of the worst parts of the heavy bolt pistol, is that its CHP recovery is just kind of mediocre. With advanced conditioning it's quite powerful for that, and it also benefits off of things like headshot multipliers for zoanthropes and neurothropes, and overall for neurothropes and zoanthropes this is better than the rate of fire plasma pistol, even though I do still think this secondary weapon is the best in the game overall currently. The heavy bolt pistol on this setup is pretty equivalent. Now for the perk tree and variant, I do take the ammo reserve option because ammo is just too damn important. This is our only ranged weapon on this class, so running out of ammo is kind of a no-go. And for the perk tree, I just build all the way down the bottom with Divine Might, moving over here into Perpetual Penetration, and mainly because I want to pick up perks like Death Strike. After killing a Majora's level or higher enemy in melee combat, you deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. We are a Bulwark after all, so melee death is like a guarantee, and a 25% buff to your heavy bolt pistol is pretty damn good. And then move over here into the perk Strong Start. First round of magazine deals 25% more damage. Then I pick up the perk Able Damage. Now the only reason I'm going down this tree here is because we kind of have to. You want to grab stuff like first like a Strong Start here instead of the perk over here Strong Finish. Last round of magazine deals 50% more damage. I don't think this perk is by any means bad. I just think that this one procs more often because usually you're reloading before your magazine is completely empty, at least in my case. And Able Damage here is also very good, just not so good on the Bulwark, because on the Bulwark our banner doesn't proc that often for this, and usually you're not going to be shooting after you plant a banner, but it's still pretty decent. And moving here to take Home Precision for better hip fire on top of things like like tactical precision. It's just the overall best way to go, in my opinion, for the heavy bolt pistol. Now, if you want to take the rate of fire plasma pistol, you certainly can. I would just build it up this way for ammo reserve options, because ammo economy is like the worst part about this whole gun. That's pretty much all there is for the secondary weapon selection. Now, for our Bulwark perk tree selection, we do have some interesting choices here, and first up, I want to talk about Conviction. When your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 10 seconds. Now, this perk is incredible. Getting a 25% health damage reduction on armor break will make you very, very tanky, and a lot of the Bulwark's tankiness comes from his health damage reduction perks like this and Steel Within, on top of his starting perk of a base 30% HP increase, because if you're unaware, the HP in Space Marine 2 functions that you get more damage resist the lower your HP drops. So if you're at like 25% HP, you have a pretty fat damage reduction. If you stack health damage reduction on top of that, you are absurdly tanky. And because your base HP is higher, your low HP is worth more than, like, say, a tactical or something. This is a very powerful combo, and Conviction on top of a 30% base HP is just super strong. This is also very powerful on classes like the Heavy, which is why Fortitude plus Conviction is super god tier on this class as well. And if you don't have one of these health damage reduction perks on the Bulwark, you're actually kind of squishy. So I really would recommend taking one of these if you're trying to play Bulwark to be a tank at all, because you can get nuked pretty easily without them. Now, if you want to take Intimidating Aura, you certainly can. A perfectly timed parry deals area effect damage in a 5-meter radius. Cooldown is 5 seconds, but usually with a heavy bolt pistol, I don't find you need this that much because your fencing gun strikes are already pretty powerful. Though if you want to pick it up, you can. Though if you do take this, I would pick up Steel Within, like I mentioned previously, for a 30% health damage reduction while less than 50% HP, because these two perks simply keep you alive. The next perk I would take no matter what is Scramble Targeting. If you're surrounded by 5 or more enemies, you take 25% less damage from range attacks. This is just a flat range damage reduction for something that happens all the time, which is being surrounded by enemies. Really powerful option. And the perk I've decided to take after this is Armor Reinforcement for this build, because the non-finisher gun strikes restoring 1 armor segment. This perk is so damn powerful. You get so much free damage reduction off this perk. Really saves your life. I would say it's primarily good against Tyranids, but that's what I'm fighting today. On Chaos, it's okay. It's not terrible by any means, but I'd probably take Steel Within over it. But either way, Armor Reinforcement is just a top tier perk in this game. It can seriously save your life against Carnifexes and things like that, because armor is just very powerful. Now, for the team perk selection, I would take Advanced Conditioning here. Contested HP fades 50% more slowly for all squad members. Now, we can proc Conviction with things like Armor Reinforcement quite easily by getting our armor back, though if you don't have this and you're taking Steel Within, you could choose Focus Restoration instead, for a 30-second cooldown on 1 armor segment restoration for your whole team. This is also a top tier perk for sure, and in siege mode I think this is the overall best because armor is just too important in that mode. But in operations you can really take whatever you want, and I'm taking the CHP fade delay because this one just lets our HBP or our heavy bolt pistol get back our contested health more easily. Now, for the gear perk tree, I do take Purity of Purpose. The banner deals damage over time to enemies within its area of effect. This is basically a shock grenade on your banner. This perk is so damn good, guys. I would pretty much always take this. I really hope to see a major buff to perks like Rapid Regeneration and things, maybe like a rework of Focus Strength, because Purity of Purpose is just such a powerful effect. There's no reason to never to not take it over these two. Now, for the next perk, I take Glorious Shield. All squad members in the banner's area of effect take 20% less damage, and the banner lasts 20% longer. This just gives our Purity of Purpose more value, and honestly, I think this one is just super fun to play around with because you get more banners, and using your banners, like the whole point, you like playing the Bulwark class outside of things like the Power Sword and Shield, and more banners means more fun. Now, Invigorating Icon for the HP heal is obviously more overpowered, but I think Glorious Shield is just more fun. Next perk here is Inspiration. All squad members within the banner's area of effect deal 20% more damage. This perk is pretty damn good. A flat 20% damage buff around your banner is quite powerful. It really helps you mop up the guys while your Glorious Shield is active. Now, alternatively, you could take Merciless Resolve after a Shield Bash or Thunderhammer Pommel Smash. Melee damage increases by 15%. You do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. You can very easily just Shield Bash the air and trigger this for no knockback and a 15% melee damage buff. I just kind of like the idea of like planting my banner down here and getting like max benefit from it. Pretty fun, and also like squad effects like this are always pretty fun in Horde shooters in the first place. and I just want to take this one here today. Now, next perk for the signature tree is Armored Advance. If you have armor remaining, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. This is our main no knockback on this build, and no knockback in Space Marine 2 is life-saving. It simply prevents you from getting stun locked, and stun locks are like the most devastating thing in this game outside of like genuine frame traps. So Armored Advance, super powerful. Pretty much always pick this up, especially if you're not taking Merciless Resolve. Now, for the Prestige perk tree, it's pretty standard. I just pick up Auxiliary Reload to give us back secondary weapon ammunition, though to be honest, you could forego this for something like Resilience instead if you want, because Auxiliary Reload is more mandatory for stuff like the Plasma Pistol, because Heavy Bolt Pistol is actually quite ammo efficient. Now, if you want to take the other perks down here like Snare Bearer or Emboldened Stand, I guess you could over this, but if you're going to swap this out for anything, I would just take Resilience. Now, the next perk after these two would be Overcharge. Charge attack damage increases by 20%. This does affect the damage of your Power Rake on your Power Sword, so it just gives us more damage on a very powerful option on our sword already. Very powerful perk in general for any class that has it, which is really just 2 in this game. Next perk is Powerful Shot. Range damage increases by 20%. Pretty self-explanatory. It just makes your range shots hit like a truck. Really powerful perk. Pretty boring, still very powerful. Next perk here is Masterful Defense. Ability charge restored by 1% for every blocked range attack. Now, this perk is God tier CDR reduction in Space Marine 2. Wherever you can find it is going to be a top tier perk. And this one's attached to your shield, which is already like the best ability on this class, or like one of the main reasons to use the Bulwark in the first place. And it's also a free prestige perk, so pretty much always pick this up unless you're using a Thunder Hammer and you don't have your shield. So Masterful Defense, S tier, and that's pretty much all I would take for the prestige perk tree. And that is also pretty much all there is to this build. Hopefully this guide helped, guys. I really want to explain why the Power Sword is so good with the fencing variant on top of things like the Heavy Bolt Pistol, Advanced Conditioning, Armor Reinforcement, and Conviction. And hopefully you can understand why I decided to forego Intimidating Aura here today. But if you want to take this perk and just go like full Armor Reinforcement, you certainly can. I know a ton of people love this perk, and I like this one a lot too. I just think the Bulwark really benefits from this HP damage reduction like I mentioned before. That's pretty much all there is to this, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you like content like this, subscribe for more, and take it easy. Here's some gameplay.
Fresh magazine. Stand it. We crush the ravenous brood. For the Imperium of Man. We were bred for this. Fresh cartridge. Fresh magazine.
Alright, well...
Reload.
That's just the Bulwark privilege, and you just turn around and block the most bullshit thing in the entire game. That attack probably is the most bullshit thing in this game currently.
Exchanging rounds. Skitter to the... Where shall I start this plan? Fresh cut. You failed at ultimate. Fresh magazine. Reload.
Alright, that's part 1.
Brush the ravenous brood. Watch your foot! Our soldiers have followed the soul of deathmatch. Reload. Searching rounds. Tyranid Panna destroyed. Fresh magazine. Fresh cut. Our banner awaits unfurled.
That current effect's pretty mad.
This tide of Xenos is heading. Reload. Neuro. Perfect. Fresh cut.
That was a value banner.
So, what's for Sandy onslaught? That silence timid fire. We have to awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress. Rearm. Dispensing slaves. Reload. We have to awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress. Another scene of atrocity, Claire. Fresh magazine. We have to awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress. Awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress.
Alright. That should be... Ow. Alright, I want to save... Alright, what fucked up thing's coming after me now? Alright, all you guys?
We have to awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress. We have trampled the chittering parasites. We have to awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress.
Alright. Once I rid of the bramble guys, we should be okay.
Reload. We have to awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress. Fresh cartridge. We have to awaken the other consoles.
I don't know why
before
both my
we venture
parries
into the
decided to
fortress.
phase through that guy. Okay.
Our banner awaits unburdened.
Alright, rub ammo now.
Ammunition here. Rearm. We have to awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress.
Not gonna land probably.
Reload. We have to awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress.
Class is certainly something. Now, the reason I took the advanced conditioning perk is because a heavy bolt pistol doesn't have like super chunky THP regen, but it's pretty consistent. So I feel like that 50% slower decay is pretty forgiving. You have armor reinforcement, you wouldn't need extra armor with restoration, at least not by yourself. Librarian would be obscenely popular. Open FTG stream, Iron Warrior off meds, all caps in chat, many such cases, yeah. Iron Warrior is gonna get accidentally timed out when the when I add the night bot to this chat, and it just auto snaps auto times all caps.
Our glorious banner, strengthen tower. We have to awaken the other consoles before we venture into the
Ravener, how
fortress.
rude. Know who I am? I'm the Bulwark. I was born to fight your kind.
Enemy reserves incoming. Prepare to strike them down. Searching rounds.
Oh, they got one of them.
The other consoles before we venture into the fortress. We have to awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress. Filthy Xenos has borrowed for the last time. Fresh cuts. We have to awaken the other consoles before we venture into the fortress.
Alright. That was quite the... I don't know what it is with the Raveners recently. It's like to dig underneath my feet. I mean, I guess it's kind of what they always do, but they do more than normal. Try to max damage heavy plasma build is really fun. Ammo is horrible. It's still brutes through decapitation and absolute. It is pretty fun. I just feel like heavy is way better off just taking forward too, because heavy plasma didn't lack damage at all.
We need to find and remove this material so we can leave this room. Our boats shall bellow the gold boat's death rattle. Scumbeast! It must not be allowed to fire! Resources acquired. Melt bomb on top. Grit. The cow is lost. We crush the ravenous brood.
Kubish, Flitter, something, hold on. That is a hard name for me to pronounce. One moment. Kubish, Inflation, Zen, Troyer. I am American. I cannot English. Thank you for this prime. Thank you for the prime sub. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I butchered your name, but...
These alien vines suffocate the generators. Let us rectify this. These did not grow on their own. There must be stalls nearby. Ready to...
Foreign biological matter no longer detected.
Hahaha. It's finally done.
Resume communion with the console.
The point will be captured.
Communion established. Transmission of blessing has commenced. Console operational. Connection to core controls established. Praise the Omnissiah. System restoration complete. Primary controls reset.
We activated the consoles. We must open the door.
This has been one hell of a game. I wish it sent hordes like this on me more often.
Waste nothing, brother.
Bonk.
Captain Akaran, we are entering the fortress now. The weapon system is next.
Oh, who's this?
Head up to the cannons and remind the Xenos of whom they dare to attack.
Alright, guys. Get down here. Get down. Come on. All of you.
Searching round.
Alright, that was a waste of a shock grenade, a waste of my ammunition. Whatever. There'll be a new grenade across the horizon.
Unwavering, despite the grip of man. Reloading.
Anything else here? No. I mean, we have no boss spawns left, so worst thing that could happen is like a triple zone throw it, maybe. Power Sword annoys me with not being able to heavy from the get-go. The amount of times I've just switched modes of attacking is annoying. I don't think it's that bad. This is like one of those fluid weapons in the entire game, to be honest.
Stay alert. Watch your footing. This shit beast never stood a chance. This ravener tunnels no more.
Let me... God, this class will just foderize these dudes.
Where shall I plant
Absolute
this flag?
mop with armor reinforcement and fencing.
That lets you take
Not
a
as
step
good
into
versus
the
Chaos. Still pretty potent. Oh, I'll fight this, I guess. Oh, who's this?
For the Imperium of Man! That's what it's for There will be more hope held than permanent mistake. Failed to open.
Dang. Oh. Just kidding. They can kill us now. Pretty powerful. Their best bet was the Carnifex and it's over. Okay, not that guy. Definitely not that Hormagon. Or that one. Or that one. Or you.
Fresh cartridge. Keep going forward.
The Tyranids seem to know you're close. They are amassing at the fortress.
You should use Intimidating Aura Block Fist next. That's not a bad idea, Bomber fella. Not a bad idea. Does Power Rake deal the same damage for us which Power Sword is in? No. It's based on your weapon damage and your charge attack damage. Only 37 likes and 190 people here. It's true. Like the stream, guys. Actually helps a lot. Everyone who likes the stream gets 55 Finkel bucks. What's the worth of a Finkel buck, you may ask? Nobody knows. At least the worth of 3 raisins. Well, let's go and push to the finale. It left my holy circle. Ah, bullshit. My holy banner. Alright, well, they all came running down at it. Alright, see us.
Our enemy brings forth more of its foul tide. No foe I am venomous. Rihanna.
would like to get rid of the, at least some of these guys back here.
Throwing anti-armor! Filthy thieves borrowed for the last time. Where shall I start this plan? Let's extend amplify our banner. We crush the ravenous brood. Fresh magazine. Execute that one. Let's get summon Asia. Searching rounds. Xenos biomass on scope. This galaxy's the door. Fresh cut. Brother, eradicate every last thing.
Alright, well, that was interesting.
Searching round.
Oh, no, it's not over. Okay. The Eternal Bridge Warfare.
That's ready to deploy. Rearm.
Oh, look at that, look at that.
You are near the last cannons. You will need to find the manual controls to operate them.
We have found the control console for the cannons, Captain Akaran. Fresh magazine.
Alright, we're almost at the end, guys. Almost done.
Defensive cannons active.
It never sets my Norse through.
System non-
Wow, pretty good pronunciation.
Initializing secondary
There's no way that's fucking true.
Communion is tapped.
There's no way I pronounced your name right.
Mobile targeting system.
The Tyranids cannot stand against our attacks for long.
Relay your target to the
The
system.
Hierophant attacks.
This is surely you, Jess.
Maintain the space between you and our enemy's assault. More attacks like that, and this abomination will fall.
Oh, I'm late on that message, but
The Tyranids cannot stand against our brothers.
Defense cannons depleted.
oh, of course it's this one.
Auxiliary generators to resume fire.
You're lame. So are your friends. Get you that one.
That is not all. Feel your minds. The auxiliary generators shall nourish our cannons. The Hierophant attacks! Defensive positions! Searching round. you a sight. Engage the auxiliary generators and reawaken the cannons.
If you cycle your sims properly, it's got like an endless feed of them. Surely that won't shoot directly on top of my head. Ow. Let me sit here. What's the timeline?
The cannons are depleted. Refill them with energy from the generators. I have activated the generator. The Hierophant attacks. Defensive positions.
Fortress control has been disrupted. Re-establish service and verification.
Where shall I plant this man?
Oh my god, what monotonous.
No Xenos for brothers! It retaliates!
Soulsmith, thank you for these prime subs. Very much. Soulsmith. Yeah, let us finally shoot this guy.
System link has been established.
Ow.
All specs connected.
Floor is lava.
The Hierophant attacks! Defensive positions! More attacks on that!
Oh!
Find your positions!
I saw that. Put this.
The Tyranids cannot stand against our attacks for long.
Let's go and spin the wheel once again.
The auxiliary generators shall nourish.
All right, I might want to get my banner up for this.
Our banner, the Hierophant attacks. Defensive
As long as it
position.
shoots directly on top of me, I should be okay. I don't think that's a good line of sight here at all.
We can fire the cannons.
Fortress communication disrupted. Return to console for reconnection.
Get us the drink. Cannons forward.
This is quite the battle, guys.
Brothers, it retaliates.
How annoying.
fresh cartridge.
Alright, I guess we're just killing this one next.
Searching ground.
What a pain in the ass.
Wedge like darkness black.
Hey, first regards when in front of the main vanguard, best book operations for siege are on the ammo carbine plus grapnel reset. I mean, ammo carbine probably is the best one. I have a build for that guide for that though. I have like a compilation guide for him too. If you are so inclined.
Union successful.
But yeah, both carbines are good in him. I can land right there, man. It's over.
Captain McLaren, the time is over. Take the shot on those damn towers and unleash
And that is
divine
defensing
retribution.
power sword build. Such a clean weapon. Armor reinforcement plus fencing is just such a powerful combo versus Tyranids in this game. They seriously struggle to get in on you at that point. But that felt like a lot of Minoris and Extremis. I'm curious to see the actual scoreboard here. Yeah, it's 27 Extremis. Sounds about right.